Hi guys, I'm Phil Town from Rule 1 Investing, and today I want to give you a little bit of an idea about what I think about cryptocurrency. The principles of Rule 1 Investing lay out very clear standards, very clear boundaries that can be used to analyze whether or not a business is worth purchasing. We call these boundaries, or the kinds of things we're doing, we call that investing. So one common question though is whether or not a cryptocurrency like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum sort of meets the standard of an investment. And in this video, I'm going to attempt to explain why I don't think that cryptocurrencies are a safe or prudent investment, but why it might be a lot of fun to put a little money into them from the risky business point of view. So first, cryptocurrencies are, they're a little bit hard to understand. One of the standards of Rule 1 Investing is before you invest in something, you should be sure you understand it very, very well. You should know its management, its mission, the history, the fundamentals. It's got to have a track record. And with most companies, this information is relatively easy to find and understand if those companies are kind of in your wheelhouse. With cryptocurrencies though, really not the case. Cryptocurrency market is really complex and moving really fast, and it's really new. It's only about 10 years old from the very beginning of cryptocurrency. It has a lot of moving parts. And even people who are deeply involved in it, with very good friends of mine, find that there are pieces of it that they don't fully understand. There's no single company, there's no set management behind what would be known as the cryptocurrency market, but it's also a real technological market, and trying to understand its ultimate mission of any one of these cryptocurrencies, that remains a little bit difficult sometimes. So I don't think we should invest or call it investing in something that we don't fully understand. And much of the time with cryptocurrencies, you're buying into something where the information available about the currency is basically that you are taking a total risk and that there's no technology behind the currency whatsoever. But that's not the case all the time, but it is the case much of the time. So first off, you've got to be sure you understand what you own. The second is that the cryptocurrency market is only 10 years old. Bitcoin was invented and put into the world in 2009. A standard of Rule 1 Investing is to look at whether or not the company has delivered really high quality cash flow returns for the last 10 years or so. Cryptocurrencies aren't even a business in that regard. So you can't even look at them as something which is going to produce cash flow the way you would as an ordinary business. So immediately we've got to say, okay, well, cryptocurrencies don't qualify as any sort of real business that we would be able to look at and value. The problem with that, and the problem with not seeing them as a business, is that cryptocurrencies then sort of fall into the valuation standard of something like a Picasso or gold or whatever, a diamond perhaps. In other words, a cryptocurrency value and price turn out to be the same thing. Just whatever somebody's willing to pay for it is what they're willing to pay for it, and that's it. You have no other way of judging what the value of the cryptocurrency would be. So this is very similar to gold, for example. Whereas with a business, what we do is we look and see, all right, what is the cash flow that's going to come out of this business in the future? Do we think it's going to be higher than it is today? And am I buying that at a really good price that reflects a margin of safety? With cryptocurrencies, that's just not possible. So we don't have any ability to find a margin of safety price. All we have is it was higher at 20,000 last year, but we really have no certainty about that at all. And the lack of certainty is what differentiates it from an investment. Third, the cryptocurrency market is incredibly volatile. Now, volatility is great for trading, but not so great for long-term investing. And now there's a clue about where I'm starting to be comfortable about cryptocurrency in the trading market. So the cryptocurrency market, certainly one of the most volatile markets in the world. I have friends of mine who've made millions of dollars in it. So just look at the price of Bitcoin, right? It's gone through this incredible range and probably will continue to do so, where it has doubled in a matter of months, then been cut in half in a matter of weeks, then doubled in a matter of weeks, then got cut back in half. So It's fantastic for trading. This is the volatility that traders love. Because imagine that you got on the right side of that every time. You ride it up to 20,000, you short it down to 10, you ride it maybe up to 12, you short it down to 6, you go up to 11, and you're making a fortune. But this is not investing, this is trading, and that's extremely different than what we do with the vast majority of our money. So many people are so interested in trading Bitcoin, and I can understand why. Why wouldn't you be with that kind of volatility? So the question is, if you're an investor, or even if you're a trader, can you go through the emotions? Do you have the fortitude to sort of go through the emotional swings that it's going to go up or it's going to go down? It's a wild ride, right? If you're like most people, that level of volatility is really hard to stomach, and certainly you don't want to do it with money you can't afford to lose. Now, let me just modify that last statement. A lot of people think money that you can't afford to lose would be especially the case for people that don't have very much money. Someone with $10,000 or $2,000 doesn't have very much money when it comes to what they're going to need to retire on, which would be calculated in the millions of dollars. But ironically, those are the very people that should probably be taking the most chance. Those are the very people that should probably be figuring out how to trade something that's really volatile, because they are broke already. So losing 10,000 or losing 2,000, while certainly would be hard to handle, it's not a tragedy. Losing 10 million, now that's a tragedy. So I'm going to encourage you guys, if you really don't have a lot of money, to be thinking in terms of looking for some kind of thing to trade, which is indeed volatile, that you can get an edge on. Now that's the question I have with cryptocurrency, is where do you get your edge? When we're talking about options trading, which we do trade, we get an edge by knowing the value of the business compared to the price, when the option market only prices it as if the value and the price are the same thing. So when we can trade options with an edge, then we can make money pretty consistently. But the question is, how do you find your edge in a cryptocurrency? And that's really a great question. I don't know the answer to it, but I would say if you're going to think about trading crypto, you really want to figure out, where's my edge? Is one of these cryptocurrencies have a technological basis which might make it really valuable? Look at Ripple. There might be a real technological advantage to that, which could have value someday. So we got to look at all of the sides of a trade and try to figure out if you can figure out what the best way to trade this is. But certainly cryptocurrency is not something that would be considered an investment. More and more, it's starting to be considered a reasonable trade. It is in fact now being traded on the CME with options, with orange juice and all the rest of the kinds of commodities. And that's a huge breakthrough for cryptocurrency fans. I would look at it for trading purposes. Don't ever think about looking at it the purposes of real investing. That's gonna maybe not happen for a long time. So as Warren Buffett said before, when it comes to investing, you really can't beat putting your money in American businesses. And putting your money into a digital currency doesn't stack up to a great investment. On the other hand, when you have to make money and you're not Warren Buffett, trading something like crypto might be right up your alley. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Do you think it's a safe investment, or do you think it's an interesting trade? Leave a comment below with your answer and I'll be sure to follow up with you. Thanks for watching, you guys. Now go play. If you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about understanding trading versus investing with cryptocurrency, hit the like button and please share this video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. Thanks again for watching.